So now we finally get to see Akame Reiji actually set up to this new freaking threat that we got to deal with the fusion dimension going on right now. So this was a very interesting episode of Arc V, very different from like a lot of the other ones that we've been having. This normally being about Yuya being very happy and like, you know, going around, and this one was more of a little bit of the darker, sort of more toned down episode. Like, cause Yuya for like, the entire episode is completely bummed out because it's like, holy shit, I just completely wrecked that guy and went into super murder mode, super saiyan kind of crazy shit from like last week. And from this one, it was up to Yuzu's job, which was one thing I've got to clearly say, like, the girl that she was good against Naname, it was like, yeah, it was some Jewel Idol Club thing, and it was like, it really wasn't anything too special. I mean, we didn't even see pretty much any of the Jewel apart from the last bit, her using like the, you know, the Crystal Rose and stuff like that, which honestly I was a little bit disappointed at. I actually would really see a whole episode, if there was a whole episode dedicated to Yuzu doing a Jewel like that, I wouldn't have minded that actually, but it was like, nah, they just kind of want to go through it. It's like, nah, fuck that, but we want to go for the actual stuff, who is Akame Reiji's duel against this dude named Barrett. Now, this was a very cool duel. One thing, it brought back old cards back into meta. I think that's fucking genius. I love that fucking Panther Warrior is back into the meta and that he's actually being used in this new Beastborg deck, which is like, like a fusion that you use, you know, Beast Warrior, so say you use Panther Warrior, and then you use like a machine type. So it's a very interesting kind of deck and all that. I'm guessing like it pretty much for like all runs down, say like, okay, you use this like sort of Beast Warrior and all that, so like it's, say like it's Panther Warrior or something, or Vorse Raider, I believe is Beast Warrior as well. Kind of examples like that, like you use Beast Warriors like that, or maybe, who knows, like maybe like, you know, the Fire Formation guys, you know, the Tenki brothers or something like that. That'd be pretty sick, like Brotherhood of the Fire Fist or something like that. Like, I think that'd be a sick thing to add into the Beast Borgs and stuff like that. And it's kind of cool just to see like being added up, like the actual the Panther Borg monster was a kind of interesting card to be used. Like, I believe that like it's half of its attack once per turn you can then inflict onto damage. So this guy, this Barrett guy, used like his Beast Borg deck is a very burn slash like beta deck and all that. And it was going against like Akame Reiji's like saw all his like DD warriors and stuff like that, which was kind of interesting just to see, even see from his one, because he was using a fusion type thing, which was really cool. Using like the Reverend of the Swamp King, and that was just another nice throwback. And you're allowed to fuse yourself, and pretty much this thing stays as a polymerization, but you lose 1,000 like per like standby phase. And he was willing to even sacrifice that, and kind of the Barrett guy kind of respected that. And we see more about his backstory in this episode as well, like seeing like a lot of stuff with like, you know, kind of like how he wanted to protect Serena. Like that was kind of cool to see, like this chick from the fusion dimension, which is Serena is Yuzu from the fusion dimension. They're just, it's just plainly obvious there, like that, like cause they got the same bracelet and they kind of look identical, and they pretty much said it in the preview. Oh, like she looks identical to Yuzu, so that's her. Really wondering since this Rui chick and all that, that's guessing that she's the XYZ dimension. Kind of a little bit of mystery right now about the synchro dimension, like what is the Rui, like Yuzu and, you know, Serena from that? What do they look like and all that in the synchro dimension? We've already seen what Yuya looks like in the synchro dimension, but what about a few other characters and all that? About Akame Reiji and all that? And we also saw Akame Leo as well from the fusion dimension. So there's a lot of, maybe there's some resemblance, family sort of stuff going on. Maybe like originally like Reiji came from like the fusion dimension or something like that, and he moved to the standard dimension. Like, who knows, maybe there's like the whole family is like separate through the dimensions or something like that. That'd be kind of cool little twist or something like that. And like like although they all probably like originated from the fusion dimension or something, they all branched out to make like these Leo Jewel Corp sort of like giant companies. I think it would be kind of cool thing. How the duel went down, I love what like Reiji did with the fusion monsters, the XYZ of the DDs. Like had the Flame Lord, he had the Marksman. The Marksman's ability is really good, like that XYZ one. Like once, like I think I did, like it sounds a little bit broken. Like I wish it was like kind of once per turn, but basically he can deal 1,000 points of damage and take 1,000 points of attack off and all that. It's like, god damn, you can do that twice. It has 2,000 attack, but even still, you do 2,000 damage there straight up on one turn, and you take away 2,000 attack. They kind of have to probably nerf that down maybe to like once per turn or something like that, and like make sure that you can only use DD cards on this sort of thing, because that's a kind of broken card, I feel, in a way. Like think of like burn decks could really use that, or DD decks seem like they could be extremely strong with this new kind of like all these DD warriors, and even as well with the pendulums. It's definitely a mixture deck where you can pretty much use any type of archetype in it at all. You can use fusions, you can use synchros, you can use XZs like that. You can pendulums. Like, you can use pretty much anything. The whole point of the deck is to get monsters out. Fusion, synchro, XYZ. That's kind of what it is. And I love the effect of the lady one that she had as well, like the arc one. Like, it had like 2800 attacks, so it was a pretty strong beater. And it actually had the effect of absorbing effects, and it even can take effect down because he like activated a trap card, like, which was like, oh, I'm going to deal like 3500 damage to each of us, and we're both going to lose and make it a draw. And it was interesting because what he decided to do is actually absorb both the damage. So he absorbed the damage from him so he wouldn't, you know, go down in an explosion, which I kind of respect that and all that. And also as well, like, he just managed to beat him down with the sword. So I really love that. And not to mention as well that George's the fucking swords. Come on. They're fucking awesome swords. Come on. Like, overall, this was an interesting move for Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, they're now going more into the Dimension sort of stuff, being introduced to Serena as well. Interesting character and all that. I kind of like how she is. I like the design. I think I like the kind of little badass silent bitch kind of little thing that she's going on right now. So I think she'll be a good character in the series and all that. Just got to see really next week what she's going to be doing. So overall, good duel and all that. More on Reiji's side, get to see more of the DDs and all that. I really did like that. I think they're really sick, and it was awesome just to see Panther Warrior back in there, because Panther Warrior just reminds me of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! And one of my favorite characters of all time is Joey Wheeler, because Joey Wheeler's the underdog and he's fucking awesome. So I felt that was kind of awesome just to see like one of his iconic cards there, and it's being used for something else. Like, I'm glad that they decided to bring old cards back, which is something that they need to do. They need to give good support for the old cards, and that's one thing I love about it. Like, that's what they did with this new archetype. So they're curious to try it out when it comes over here in the meta and the OCG, so, you know, they're curious about that. But let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this episode. I thought this was a really good episode. I'm going to get an 8. I thought it was a great one. So, yeah, that's all for me. I want to thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.